What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you're now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. You click it, you become a member. All you got to do is try to recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the link, homie. Now, with that being said, we're here today to review the Amazon series, I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? So, I, personally, when I first saw the first couple of episodes, I was not interested. But in true horror fashion, I carried on. I fought throughout the series and I continued to push through. And if you really just ignore how annoying some of the cast is, it's not a bad show. All right. The show follows, or a synopsis of the show is basically there's a young girl who has a twin sister. The twin sister gets killed, and basically, like, they are driving, they hit the twin sister, and the idea is to find out, somebody found out what they did, and they're killing the people around them, right? So that's the general synopsis of the show. So it's a whodunit, just like the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. There are nice little, not many, but like scenery and the general plot-wise, it kind of touches on the I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of aura. But, you know, that's as far as we get with this TV show. It's really its own thing, and I mean, for a kind of like a whodunit, it's pretty cool. It's really interesting to watch. We didn't really get to witness a lot of the kills. I mean, we saw them. It's a lot of off-screen kills, or it's like, you know, like it just happens off-screen, or it's really quick, and you know, we don't really get to enjoy the whole slashery aspect that the original I Know What You Did Last Summer was. That's not really present here, and I mean, to me, that's kind of a pretty big negative, right? You also have the music in the show fucking sucks. I mean, I get it. You're trying to kind of like highlight that audience or that generation and the type of music that they listen to. I'm not fucking too far away from that generation. It's just that fucking a lot of the fucking music is trash, and I'm happy to say that it is. You know, I have no problem opening up my mouth and saying like the music is fucking garbage, because it is. But as a show, it's a pretty interesting watch. But since the show's on Amazon and it's basically fucking free, I'm going to be doing a fucking spoiler review. So if I have to, like, if you want to stay on, cool. If you want to kind of like dip out, I completely understand. The key aspects of the show is that the show has a lot of sleight of hand, a lot of like, you know, look this way, but it's really in this hand, you know. There's a lot of misdirection. The show is full of fucking misdirection. It's always it really zones in on two key people, actually three, and then it constantly keeps shifting you from one person to the other. But the thing is, if you're really familiar with these types of shows, then you kind of know that the killer is always going to be the person that you least expect. And that's always what it is, you know. It's always the person that you probably least suspect, or the person that they're not kind of like leading your leaving you the breadcrumb trail to, you know. That's usually what they tend to do. This show did exactly that, and I mean, by maybe episode 3 or 4, I kind of had an idea who did it. I was kind of like biting on the idea that it was who the show was kind of leading you on to believe, but in the back of my mind and with various people I've discussed this with, I've talked about who I really thought it was and where I thought the show was going with it. So I believe her name is Margaret. Margaret at the end of the show becomes the killer, right? And in one of the episodes, I remember them talking about how she went to therapy and how she went to some sort of counseling, and I was like, well, this motherfucker is crazy, you know, like, this bitch is crazy. So obviously kind of like zoned in on her immediately after that. Also, after she was thrown through the glass, I was just like, I feel like she probably did this herself and probably, you know, blamed somebody else. It's all to try to throw you off the trail and to try to make you think that it's either, what's the dude's name? It's either the dude or the chick. It's either Madison. Her name is Allison. Her real name is Madison. It's either Allison or it is, what's the fucking guy's name? Or Dylan, right? Like I said, most of the cast is pretty trash. I appreciated Allison, the character of Allison, Madison, her playing him. Dylan also was good. His name is Ezekiel. He did a pretty decent job. That's pretty much where it ends. Her fucking dad, Bill Heck, or Bruce, my man looks like a fake ass Bradley Cooper and shit with that fuck. It looks like he has a fucking hairpiece That shit was driving me crazy the whole fucking time. I mean, you know, you have typical shit, you know, why the black girl got to be a drug dealer, but she was a drug dealer, you know. She was a poor kid, that type of shit. It was just dumb shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, the show is an interesting watch if you just go into it not expecting anything from the original I Know What You Did Last Summer other than the plot, right? The plot is the same shit. Somebody knows what you did, and, you know, you go from there. And they're killing people around you for some strange-ass reason, and you need to figure out why. One of my biggest letdowns is the fact that we never had a fisherman. You know, we didn't get the fisherman. Fisherman is iconic with I Know What You Did Last Summer. I wish we would have got him in some shape, form, or fashion. Hell, even if somebody was killed with a fucking hook, I would have popped. You know what I'm saying? But we never got him. You know, the only thing we got was the hooded figure in that one scene, and it turned out to be what's her name's bodyguard. What was her name? Fucking Kyle or some shit. Margaret's bodyguard, who was Kyle. I thought that was really. I felt like that let me down, man. The fact that they didn't give us a fisherman or a fisherman-esque character. They could have just did what they did with the Scream MTV series and give us like a Brandon James type character. I felt like that would have been cool. I felt like that would have been, you know, that would have been cool, dude. If you would have gave me a Brandon James-esque character like they did with the MTV Scream, I could have lived with that. Just revamp the character, kind of revitalize him, kind of like reimagine him. That would have been really cool, but we didn't get that in this TV show, and that kind of disappointed me, right? But we did get a crazy-ass Margaret. I mean, as much as her character annoyed me, after a while, she kind of made me laugh. The shit that she would say was so fucking stupid and childish and teen-like. I couldn't help but to laugh. But the fact that we have Riley's character at the end of the show possibly being alive and missing a hand, could we possibly see Hook Hand Riley, you know, fucking going around and killing people? I Know What You Did. I mean, the way that is looking, this possibly could have a season 2. The season 2 could possibly have Riley fucking chasing them down and trying to kill Allison and Margaret, mostly Margaret, because, you know, she fucking chopped her hand off, you know, so, because Riley knows who the fuck the killer is, because according to Margaret, she jumped out, she just got mad, drove in a car, chased her down and tried to kill her, right? Which was, like I said, the whole idea and the plot and the storyline behind this show was fucking stupid. The motive behind Margaret's killings was dumb. I really would like to just try to, like, dial it down to, like, she's just fucking crazy. She had a psychotic break. I think that's a more interesting idea than, oh, like, you killed my lemon. You know, it's fucking stupid. So, overall, like I said, the show's pretty enjoyable. Is it a fucking great series? Not really, but it's a lot more enjoyable than I thought. I found myself tuning in and watching the show, and the whodunit aspect kept me reeled in and trying to figure out who the fucking killer was, and, you know, it kept me interested. I mean, as far as the grand finale, and they did, like I said, they did a pretty good job at fucking, you know, sleight of hand and misdirection and misleading, you know, trying to send you down the wrong path. They did a really good job. If you're familiar with these TV shows, then you would know that that's what they're doing. But overall, like I said, the show is pretty enjoyable, minus no fishermen. So boo to them for not including the fucking fishermen. The rest of the cast was pretty fucking annoying. Also, if you have younger people with you watching the show, I wouldn't recommend it. There's a whole lot of fucking nudity all over the fucking place. Tits, ass, fucking penises and shit. So you might be like, you know, if you're trying to watch this with, like, maybe your younger sibling, because the shit says 16 plus, don't fucking buy that, bro. The shit, that 16 plus shit, it's a lie. It's a trap, you know. So don't do it if you're watching it with a younger person. Here on the Cinema Chop Shop, we grade things in movies, TV shows, and shit like that in 3 ways. Count it 3 ways. Either you get bodied and sent to the bowels of hell. Either you get spared and I tell you your show was tight, awesome, cool. Or you get a big fat meh, which means your shit's mediocre, Masamenos, mid-range, mid-grade, all that good shit. To me, honestly, the show was very meh.
Not quite my tempo.
Not impressed.
But it can be better.
Mediocre.
Meh.
But the TV gave me the impression that...
We said meh. M-E-H. Meh.
Yes, you heard it, folks. The reason that the show was pretty meh is because, 1, I didn't get a fucking fisherman. 2, the cast overall was pretty fucking annoying. Although I did have a good time trying to figure out who did it, I cannot see this show going on too much longer without a fucking bona fide killer and showing the fucking killings. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you show the aftermath of the killing. Yeah, you show like 2 seconds of how it happened, but I like the whole aspect, the building up the tension. You know, somebody goes in a room and nobody's there, then all of a sudden you see Mr. Hookhand himself pick up the fucking hook and go walk over there and handle his business. You know, I liked it. You know, there was no real fucking tension towards the killings. It was just like, here, look, they killed somebody. Here, you saw it? Cool. You know, I like to see the tension of it. Like, you know, the only tension that we really had was, I believe, the Riley one. And I mean, even that didn't really feel that fulfilling, because it's like, I think you just saw her get her fucking hand cut off, then it cut screens, and then it goes somewhere else, and you know, and then you just see her dead body. It's pretty, like, you know, I feel like they could have did a better job at making this feel like a slasher, and I really feel like maybe they should embody the whole fucking essence of what the fuck I Know What You Did Last Summer was, which was a fucking slasher. And if you're going to do that, then you have to find a way to revitalize the main character, the fisherman. I think that's the only way to get this shit popping. You know what I mean? Also, the whole idea that Dylan's cult, he's raising a cult in jail. That's going to be a pretty interesting ass thing to do. Rising a fucking cult. Also, why the fuck would Allison go with fucking Margaret? Like why? Like, I didn't understand the fact of why the fuck she would side with the person that just shanked her in the fucking stomach. Like, that was the stupidest fucking shit I've ever heard in my life. It's so fucking dumb. And then she puts Dylan in jail, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe she put Dylan in jail because she was like, it only makes sense because he knows my real identity, and he's going to keep fucking pushing for me to get put in jail. So I'd rather him go to jail than for me to go to jail. That's just the only idea that I got from it. That's my review. Let me know if you agree or disagree, whatever the case may be. Drop it in the comment section down below. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys are having a magnificent day. Adios, homies.